different ways of guys defend and how we counter their defenses. Okay, so I'm gonna start with a really basic triangle entry. All right, where we're both, he's in my guard. All right, he has his posture. All I'm getting is wrist control here. All right, so I'm getting both my hands and grabbing his wrist. I'm gonna push and pull. So I'm gonna push one of his hands right towards in between my legs, and I'm gonna pull the other. All right, push and pull, push and pull. As I do that, I need to open my guard. All right, and shoot my hips up. I'm never gonna get a triangle if I do this. This is never gonna happen. My butt's still on the ground. There's all this space in front of me. He's gonna put his arm right back in, or he's gonna take his other arm out, and he's gonna start passing my guard. All right, so if I'm getting this wrist control and I push and pull, I open my guard and I shoot my hips up and I close my guard. All right, not going right to a triangle here. You see how my ass is off the mat, okay? Now when I pull him down, I'm gonna bring my knees to my chest. All right, so now my hips are back down. I broke his posture. I have one arm in, one arm out. It's not a triangle yet, but notice I'm only crossed by my feet. I need to make the adjustment to lock up. When I lock up, as soon as I get to this position, the last thing I want him to do is posture up. If he postures up, again, creates this space, my butt's not on the ground anymore, he can pull one arm in, one arm out. So what I do is as soon as I get and I break his posture, I never want him to regain his posture. Both my hands go on his head. All right, posture up, it's not gonna happen anymore. All right, from here I need to start getting my angle. My right foot is gonna go on his hip. When it goes on his hip, I have to keep my knees pinched together. If I keep my leg open like this, his arm can come right out. All right, so I need to make sure there's a wall behind his tricep. I pinch my knees together. Now I'm gonna make my heel touch my knee. As I do that, I'm gonna scoot my butt a little bit to the right. So I scoot my butt a little bit to the right, my heel touches my knee. All right, still both hands are on his head. Now one hand's gonna grab my shin, my other leg's gonna come over, lock up my triangle. Here, when I say locked up triangle, you notice my foot is behind my knee and it's locked down. I'm not here like this, I'm not by my ankle, it's all the way down by my knee, completely locked. All right, here I'm gonna pinch my knees together, pull down on his head, and lift my hips up all at once to finish it. All right, so again, he's in my guard. All right, he's got a nice wide base. He's keeping his posture. I get wrist control. I'm gonna push and pull, open my guard, throw my hips up, close my guard, pull my hips back down, hands on the head, foot on the hip, pinching my knees together. I'm gonna make my heel touch my knee. All right, here again, it's a choke. I don't want my leg going down his back. You don't want to be trying to close your triangle like this. All right, see all this space on the shoulder? This is going to be space for him to breathe. It's not as tight. I need to have long legs or a small guy in order to lock it up over here, all right? I want to really make my leg go across the base of his neck. So you notice I almost pull it on top of the base of his neck. I don't want his shoulder in, all right? Here I lock up. Now I'm just on his neck. Pinch my knees together, lift my hips up, pull his head down to finish our triangle. All right, really basic triangle. We're gonna go over some defenses for the triangle and then show how to counter those defenses and finish. All right, let's all grab one and give a shot for 3. 1, 2, 3. So one defense, like I told you, right? When I get to this position, right, I push and pull, all right? My hips come up, and right now he goes to posture up, right? And I know that he probably wants to take this arm out, all right? Or, or put, I'm not gonna let him put his other arm in, but he's postured up, there's this space. I'm gonna have a hard time grabbing his head. All right, I always want to break his posture first. So I'm not like, you notice when I do the technique and I push and pull, as soon as I push and pull, throw the hips up, I go right to his head. All right, because I want to finish my triangle. All right, I hate it, drives me crazy when I see people, go for a triangle and then they're just trying to keep the arm. All right, you're not attacking the arm, you're attacking the person's neck. All right, but if I get to this position and now he postured up, all right, and I'm having a hard time getting his neck, now I'm gonna be like, all right, well, I can't get the triangle right now, but I don't want to lose his arm, because if he takes that arm out, he's gonna look for a double unders pass. All right, so now that like his head I can't grab, I'm gonna grab his arm. All right, I'm gonna make sure that I don't lose his arm by his elbow. All right, I'm gonna put my left foot on his hip, change my angle, and now this leg's gonna bite tight. All right, I'm gonna bite and I'm gonna push him around, away a little bit. Now, as I'm holding his arm, my other leg's gonna swing over nice and tight, and I have a quick arm bar, all right? Pinch my knees together super tight here, okay? I don't wanna be loose like this, I'm gonna make sure that I keep my knees together, pinch super tight, all right? So again, if I'm over here and I go for my first attack, which is my triangle, I push and pull, I throw my hips up, right, and he starts posturing up right away, all right? I don't want to lose this arm. If he takes this arm out, I'm in trouble. I'm going to grab his elbow, keep it nice and tight. Yeah, I don't want to do this. I hate it when I see this too. I'm not doing my arm bar like this, all right? This is not my arm bar where my knees aren't going to be pinched together. I'm not going to have any pressure over here, all right? I need to make sure I change my angle. So the way that I do that is my foot goes on his hip. I'm going to turn so I'm looking at his ear. Keep this leg heavy, all right, curl down, but I'm keeping it heavy. Swing my other leg over, pinching my knees together really tight. Make sure it's thumb up, slowly lift my hips up, all right? Very, very basic, simple. I think most of us have done this before, all right? We're going to go over some other stuff right after this, all right? So I don't want to spend too much time with this. This is pretty easy, but let's all give it a shot on 3. 1, 2, 3. Techniques. Doesn't mean you have to do all 3 or 4. Alright? So same exact situation where I push and pull over here. I start with my triangle, I push and pull, I throw my hips up. Alright, he keeps his posture. I don't want to lose his arm, so I grab his elbow, right? But now he takes his other hand and he pushes up my leg and gets his head out. He pushes up my leg, pushes up my leg, like push my leg up, and he gets his leg out, his head out. Okay? So again, you know, I kept this arm in, but in order to get the triangle, I need an arm and a head in. It's a choke, right? So I get to this position, right? I get to this position, he postures up, right? And I have his arm, but he knows there's space. So he starts lifting up my leg to get his head out, right? Once he gets his head out over here, if I don't react, it's a very easy pass. He's just gonna turn the corner, right? And he comes and passes my guard, okay? So I need to react. When his head comes out, I need to make an adjustment. So again, over here, I push and pull, hips up, right? I wanted to collapse him down, but he started to posture up. I grab his elbow so that doesn't come out. Here, he starts lifting his head over, right? My knee is gonna drop down, all right? So I'm gonna make sure my shin goes down by his neck. Here, I'm gonna put my foot on his hip, throw my other leg over, and I have another variation of an arm bar. All right, where again, I have a lot of control of his neck. You almost notice it's not a choke, all right? But like with my shin over here and my other leg over here, I have a lot of pressure on his neck, right? Where I can kind of squeeze to it myself. All right. So again, you notice the first time he just postured up, he was trying to get his arm out. I countered that because when he was trying to get his arm out, I hooked his elbow. Now he realizes he can't get his arm out, he's going to try to take his head out. When he tries to take his head out, and if he's successful with that, we make an adjustment, we switch with another variation of a different arm bar. So again, over here, I push and pull, throw my hips up, right? He postures up. I want to go for the first technique of switching to my arm bar. Over here, he pops my leg out. I drop my knee down, this leg, big swing over, right? And again, I don't have to take him down, right? It's very easy because I'm tipping him from the top of his head, all right? You see if I can still finish from being on my back, all right? It's just very easy to tip him over, and I prefer to be on top always, all right? So again, if I finish from the bottom and he popped his head out over here, right? I can still finish just like this, all right? I don't need to go down, all right? It's just, look, he has no base over here, and my legs are here, so it's very easy for me to just turn him over like this. All right, and again, my knees always pinched together tight. I curl my heel to my butt. All right, I want to make sure that not just like doing my arm bar like this, my legs far apart. All right, always knees together, drive your heels to your butt. So again, one last time, we start with our triangle, right? And we'll do all 3 just to show real quick, right? I push and pull, hips up, I'm able to collapse them, hands on the head, foot on the hip, bring my heel to knee, grab my shin, lock it up. Great, I finish my triangle. That's our first option. Second option, I go for the same thing. I push and pull, I throw my hips up. He postures, I grab his arm, I make sure he can't get his arm out. Here, I put my foot on his hip, pinching my knees together. Curl this down, staying heavy. Even push his chin if I needed to. Here, throw my leg over, nice and tight. Finish my arm bar. All right. Third option, same exact thing. I push and pull, hips up. He postured up. I wanted to grab his arm. I went for the arm bar, but he popped his head out. Boom. I drop my shin down, my other leg comes over. I like to peel him down all the way. I have a really tight armbar right here to finish from out, all right? Always thumb up, okay? So really, really tight armbar. Any questions to that? Let's all give it a shot on 3. 1, 2, 3.